Hello there guys, Francis Gray here and welcome back to part 2 of the Medusa's Gaze Female Warrior Fantasy Piece Resin Kit build. Okay guys, so in the last video we basically took the kit from a raw kit form, we grey primed it, we added some base colours or some base tones, and we also experimented with some tattoo sticker transfers. We'll be doing more of that in this build, but hopefully in this video we can take the kit from separate parts to an overall formed piece. So let's crack on with the build. Okay guys, so now that these are dried in place, I'm going to go in with some black around the edges. Okay guys, so we'll just leave those to dry now. Okay guys, so I want to go ahead and I want to add a image on the back as well. So what I did was I went through all the sticker sheets that I had, and then I found this, and I thought that would match and would work really well for this. So obviously once it's applied, it's going to be the other way around. So I was going to put it roughly about here. So all this area here will have to be repainted white. So I'll give it 2 or 3 coats, and then once done and dry, hopefully we can transfer that onto there. Okay guys, so the white's nice and dry now, so let's go ahead and apply this one. Okay guys, we'll leave that to dry and then we'll go paint the black parts. Okay guys, so this is now dried. But as you can see there, with it being a bigger image, there's been a few little cracks and a few little details that have not transferred over, like a little part of the petal there. So these are details that we'll need to fill in at a later point. But for now, I'm going to go ahead with just some regular acrylic black, and I'm going to paint around the sides and tidy it up a little bit. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I left a few spaces white. Basically that's just when we're going to be adding more details to this. I can make these look like petals blown in the wind. So we'll leave this to dry. I'll probably go over it again because the white's shown up in a few areas, and then yeah, we should be on track. Okay guys, so as you can see there, this has got a few missing parts or cracked and eroded, so we need to repaint the missing parts in, and also the other tattoos on the rest of the fabric's more like a pinkish colour, so I'm going to use some regular pink and I'm going to go over the red bits and I'm going to try and make it look like it'll match a bit better. this time with green. And last but not least, a tiny bit of yellow for inside the middle. Okay, we'll go ahead and leave that to dry. Okay guys, so the client wants silver tattoos put in various places or key places on the skin. So I managed to find a few of these, which are like these metallic silver tattoo transfers. So the idea is I'm going to cut a few of these out and I'm going to try and put them in key places, and then we'll see how it looks. Hopefully it keeps its translucency or its shine, sorry. But it might just go a dull silver, I'm not too sure. So we'll see how we get on. Okay guys, so this leg tattoo needs to go on this part here with this little raised design. You can see there. So out of all these here, I was thinking maybe two of these, one on the left side and one on the right side. Depends on the size. I'll try and apply one first, see how it looks, and then I'll try and maybe do the other one later. So I'll cut these out, and then same as before, we'll try to stick it down, and hopefully it'll keep its metallic shine. Okay guys, so the black watercolour ran a little bit, which I thought it probably would do, but it's easily fixable. So yeah, so there's the silver leg tattoo put in place. Now it's not 100% perfect, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. So what I might do is I might try and just tidy this part up here where it overlaps and see if I can get it looking a little bit better. Okay guys, so that's a little bit better, so we'll leave that to dry and then we'll probably think about cracking on with some of the other parts. Okay guys, so for this leg, I wanted to put like a dragon going up. So this is the shape of it. So this is the top end. So I need it to go on like that. So like the other leg, we want to make sure that the water doesn't bleed down into the stocking area. So we'll have to be careful with this one. Okay guys, so this one went a lot better. Okay guys, so I'm thinking about adding this one here onto the belly here. Okay guys, I think that worked really well, so let's crack on with some other pieces.
Tomorrow for sure.
Okay guys, so we're going to go back to the torso. So I've got this little off-cut bit, which is like a bit of a rose with then leads off into a pattern on either side. I thought that that would work great there, just above the other one, because obviously these little bumps, these are going to be painted in silver, so it's going to be an overall pattern. So well, yes, that's the idea anyway. Okay guys, so same again, I think that worked pretty well, so we'll go ahead and we'll leave this to dry and then we'll paint these silver bits. Okay guys, so according to the main image on the photo, this part here is supposed to be like a black sleeve running up slightly and should finish roundabouts there, and then we've got another silver bracelet of a snake over the top. So for now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to paint this part black, and then once it's dry we'll go ahead and we'll add the silver. Okay guys, so we'll leave this black to dry and then we'll go ahead and we'll paint the silver bracelet. Okay guys, so for the next part there's like a 3D pattern going around this arm. It's supposed to be some kind of jewellery, it's supposed to be a snake wrapped around. This will have to be painted silver rather than putting a transfer on, because obviously I won't be able to get it exactly right. So yeah, so I'm just going to go in with some just regular acrylic silver and I'm going to build it up in a couple of layers. Okay guys, so we'll leave that to dry and then we can start making progress on the others. Okay guys, so with some of these other roses, there's got like a black outline defining all the petals. So with us painting over this flower, as you can see there, it's not as prominent. So I'm going to take a very fine paintbrush, some regular black acrylic, and I'm going to define the edges. Okay guys, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some basic details around the face area. Okay guys, so while we've got the black already out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tiny bit of black just to do the edging of the stockings, which will just make it look a little bit more impactful. Okay guys, so for the next part I'm going to start making progress on the main sword. Okay guys, so now that the handle's dry, we're going to go ahead with this string and we're going to wrap it round like we did before. Okay guys, so I'm going to go in with some gunmetal and I'm going to give it a once coat over the blade. Okay guys, so as you know, I created this this sword from a 3D print, but I thought it was the right diameter to just fit straight into the hand, but as you can see there with this thumb overlapping, it's become a problem. So the only way I can think of fixing this is to take a hobby saw and cut it directly in the middle of the handle and then insert one end in that way and then the other end in the other way. So I might do it on the 3/4 mark, so about here. So in order to keep the string in all together, I basically just went over it with a little bit of more PVA glue on my fingers and then just rubbed it in all sides. So that's now dried, so the string shouldn't go anywhere. So yeah, so I'm going to cut this and then we'll try to attach it in place. Okay guys, so it seems to fit in this side pretty well, but actually getting it in there is a bit of a tight squeeze. So my options are, I can either heat up the resin and try to bend it slightly, but there's a good chance that it'll crack the paint job, or I get my Dremel tool out and I concave in one of these sides and then slide it in place. So that's probably the better of the two options. So yeah, so I'll try that now. Okay guys, so that's probably about as best as I can get it at the moment. I'll tinker about with it a little bit more and hopefully I can get it a bang on match, but for the most part you can't really hugely tell that it's separate. Obviously I can fill that in and paint over it, but for the most part I think that's okay. So yeah, so I'll tinker about and I'll get back to you. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray paint some clear matte onto the legs, or a leg at the moment. I've got to be careful with this point because if we was doing the stockings out of like a black watercolour, you can't go in too heavy-handed with this because it'll basically react with the watercolour and run. So what you want to do is you just want to give it a very light, gentle coating, and then that'll act as like a preserver for the watercolour. And then once that's set, then you can give it a proper coat later on.
Two hours later.
Okay guys, so this leg is now being coated in matte varnish. So as you can see there, compared to the other one which hasn't been done yet, as you can see there's a world of difference between the two of them. So what the matte varnish does is it seals the watercolour, but it keeps it translucent, so you can still see a bit of the skin or the natural skin tone under it. So it's fantastic for stuff like this, like tights or stockings on figure kits. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. So now that this is done, and I know it turns out nice, I'll go ahead and I'll do the rest of it. Okay guys, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to give some of the claws a bit of matte varnish. Okay guys, so now that all the main key parts are painted, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start super gluing the parts together. I'm probably going to start off with just gluing the head in place, and then after that I'm going to glue the legs in place. But before I can go ahead and just add that, I need to get this into place, because once the legs are attached, this won't just like clip on in place no more. So yeah, so this needs to go on first. Okay guys, I'll go ahead and I'll leave that to dry for a couple of hours, and then I'll go ahead and I'll attach this into place, and then we can start adding the hands in place as well. Okay guys, so for the next part I'm going to go in with some black and a fine brush, and I'm going to paint on some underwear here, and then once that's dry we can then go ahead and we can glue this arm in place. Okay guys, so now we can go ahead and we can glue this hand in place. Okay guys, so now that that's glued in place, I can go ahead and I can add a little bit of super glue on the inside of here, and then put this in place, and then leave this to dry as well. Okay guys, so I'm going to have to leave this as this is probably the best I can get it at the moment. It's a bit of a weird fit, this actually. It only just fits around, but according to the picture, it's supposed to go up to and then click into a little spot here, but unfortunately it's not long enough. And also, it's a weird angle here. Now it can fit more flush down, but the problem is it leaves a noticeable concaved gap going in from her lower back down past the cheek there. So it's a bit of a weird angle. So what I'll have to do is I'll just have to leave it as it is, and then use some Aves epoxy to fill in this gap, and then paint it all the right same colour. And I'll also have to fill in the little hole on her finger and repaint that. So yeah, so I'll leave this to dry and then we'll crack on with that part. Okay guys, so for the next bit I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to super glue this hand in place. Okay guys, so this video is getting to about the 30-minute mark, so I thought I'd call this part 2 done. Please join us back for part 3. There should be a link in the description bar below, but if there's not, if it just says coming soon, then I'm still filming it, but hopefully there'll be a link down there. So yeah, so in part 3 we'll be finishing this off to a finished piece, so please join us back for that. If you like this video, please smash that like button, share on Facebook and Twitter because it helps new people find the YouTube channel, which I'm always appreciative of. Thank you very much. If you have any comments, please comment below, and please don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future builds. I'm Francis Gray, this has been part 2 of the Medusa's Gaze resin kit, and hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Goodbye.